it's not just the community that you find to get you started or to get you where you want to go. It's the community past that.
In a full year, and that lets you save. Look here.
Welcome to a brand new edition of Ageless Energy, where we talk about how to burn fat, increase energy, and balance hormones for women over 40. Over the past 20 years as a performance coach, I've worked with hundreds of women that have the exact same struggles you do. I hope to shine some light with this podcast on what can be the most challenging time of your life and let you know there is hope to find success with your health and what you're looking for. Please share and enjoy. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another Ageless Energy show. I'm excited to jump in here and talk about a brand new topic. This one's a little bit more in depth. I think this one's a little bit more probably advanced, but I feel like it's worth talking about because, well, at least from my experience, we have quite a few ladies that are getting to this stage and it's foreign territory. So I thought for some of you, like some of our members are creeping into this stage, and some of you watching may be trying to figure this out on your own, which is a challenge. So I thought I would explain what it looks like to outgrow your old life and habits at the same time, which is definitely a challenge. I'm going to dive into that, but I feel like it's important to understand, just over as a quick overview, as you become healthier and you've kind of changed a little bit into a different person. You speak. This is at least how I coach our clients and members, is you start to think different, you speak different, you act different, and that's what really solidifies your habits. And many times, or really solidifies your results. Many times you see people that lose a bunch of weight really quickly and they don't have anything to solidify those results. And I feel like this is where we stand out as coaches and as a business and program. Is a lot of women in particular, they come to us 40 plus and they've been through so many diets and fads that they're just tired of it and they want something sustainable that's going to last. Well, this conversation today is going to be what I'm talking about with solidifying not just habits, but overall actions, thoughts, results, and helping them last forever. If you're not sure who I am, my name is Drew Tadia, founder and CEO of True Form Life. For the past 20 years, we've been helping women 40 plus increase energy, burn body fat, and balance hormones. So if that's you've come to the right place. Oh, what do we have here? So here's the thing, is that you may be starting to make changes now. And like I said, this might be a bit more advanced, but I feel like it's good information for if you're not in this situation now, you may be in the future, hopefully. But many times when it comes to framing old habits or as versions of yourself, sometimes we eat like we did in our 20s. So think about that. For example, I'm speaking specifically to women 40 plus, and often we think we can eat the same way as we did 20, 30 years ago, and everything's the same. Like our hormones are the same, our metabolism is the same, our body reacts the same. And then it's so interesting to think, because a lot of women come to me and they say, well, I was 130 pounds when I was 18, 22, 28. And I'm like, okay. And they want to, and I'm like, why do you want to be that weight now? And they're like, well, that's because I was that weight when I was 20. And I'm like, but you're not 20. Like, well, I want to be 20. So we have to understand that you are in a different place in life, which means at the very least, you have to understand you have to eat differently. So you pushing through workouts as a punishment. And I see this as I kind of grew up in the gym, especially certainly my business career as a personal trainer. And I would see women like early on, I would say at a younger age, it would seem like they're trying to punish themselves. It's like, the whole no pain, no gain thing, which is probably a little bit nonsense. And they like deadlifting and doing burpees, and we used to do boot camp classes. I don't know if that's still a thing, but I don't think it is. But they'd feel like if they didn't if they weren't hanging their head over the garbage can at the end of a workout, they weren't getting a proper workout in. At any rate, your mindset now would be to energize your body to get stronger, as opposed to as a punishment, pain, misery. You can actually enjoy a workout, feel energized after workout. So this may be completely foreign to some of you, but that's the way we teach and help our people understand that there's a different way to work out. It's a different mindset, it's a different thought process, and a different understanding of your health in general. This one here is for more for nutrition. So people pleasing meals. So usually making what others want, and that may still be the case. Like you may still need to make another meal for your spouse or for your kids, but at least for you, I'd like you to consider not so much people pleasing for others, but making better choices for yourself. So understanding that you are in a different place in life than maybe other people in your life. That could be other people in your family, and you want to have different results, which means you need to take different action. And that means, oh, so-and-so wants hamburger helper, so we're just going to have that for dinner. That's what I would call people pleasing meals. As opposed to having a meal for fuel, for strength, for metabolism, for the goals and aspirations that you want to achieve. So that is a transition that needs to take place in your life to solidify I suppose to find results first and then to solidify them. And then skipping self-care is something that we need to transition away from, like putting everyone first. This is super difficult for women in particular. As nurturers, you put everyone else first and you're last, and there's usually nothing left for you. So let me see, how can I say this? I feel like I like the word selfish in a positive frame. Many times when we hear selfish or we say selfish, we think that negatively, but becoming more selfish. And all that means is taking care of yourself on a deeper level, which means you have more to give and you have more to offer. When you have an empty cup or no fuel in the tank, there's nothing to give. So that would be a suggestion or a transition that you would need to make as you start and spend many years, 20, 30, 40 years taking care of everyone else. You need to start taking care of yourself, and not just once in a while, on a regular basis. And I think there's just more of you if you do that, instead of being drained and I wouldn't say moody, but emotional, and you fly off the handle because you have no patience left. If you take proper steps on a regular basis, you'll be like to reduce stress, whether that's exercise or proper foods. There's a number of things that you can be doing or should be doing on a regular basis, and that's going to make a big difference. But you have to take the step. There's really no way around it. So I think it's important to understand that you didn't do anything wrong, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just living an older version of yourself. And I feel like we need to evolve as humans. Like, this isn't to discredit anyone, not discredit, that's not what I'm looking for, but insult anyone. But sometimes I will have a conversation with someone from high school, someone from college, and they have the exact same mindset. Like, they say the same words. Like, I feel like they're living in the past. I'm like, that's something I would have said 20 years ago, or something I would have done. And I'm like, you're still doing that? I feel like we need to evolve as humans to get to the place you want to, and that's not living in the past. So there's nothing, like, you're not doing anything wrong in particular. I would just say you need to progress and you need to evolve out of the situation that you were in. And that could be, like, I've seen some of our ladies come into our program and like such a rapid pace. They make incredible changes from 3 months, 6 months, a year. I would say that's a very short amount of time, because you're living your life for how many years? 30, 40, 50, 60 years. You've lived the same way, same thoughts, same breakfast, same walks, same house. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying your mindset needs to change and evolve. So do your action, if you want to keep your results. Otherwise, most of that is surface level kind of stuff. I know this is a bit heavier than what I usually talk about here. I usually talk about these topics in our private map group, but I thought I'd open this up to a little bit of deeper learning for you guys. I would say, okay, so going beyond your health, this is a tough one because most people aren't going to do it. That's just all there is to it. But your friendships may no longer align, and that's all there is to it. You may be hanging out with different people. Just think about it. For example, you hang around with the same people and everyone complains, and that's you. You complain, you participate, and even if you're not verbally participating, if you're in that room hanging out with them, you're participating. You are going out to the same bar or the same pub, or you are going to the same running group or hiking group. See the difference? So as you continue to live healthier, you start to think differently, you start to speak differently, you start to act differently, which means maybe you're going for a hike on the weekend instead of hanging around barbecue in the summertime, enjoying some alcoholic beverages all day. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the people in your life start to change, and that's scary to a lot of people. And here's the thing. This one I don't necessarily share too much. Just in my notes here, I'm going to spill. What did you say? Let the cat out of the bag a little bit early. This one here is, sometimes we'll be working with someone and they'll go full on self-sabotage. They'll just freak out because what I'm telling you now is happening. They're not aligning with their friends and family. They're starting to see things a little bit differently. They're starting to act differently, and they feel like alone. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to lose all of that. That's why a supportive community is so important. And that's why I would say it's rare to find success on your own without a community, because you need those like minds to be there for you and help you understand you're not alone. So as you continue, I was going to say morph, as you change and adjust and evolve, there's a gap there where it's a little bit scary. And you're like, well, I don't align with these people. So you feel more alone than ever. And then a lot of times people self-sabotage and they're like not doing it. They go back to their old habits. They go back to their old environment, friends, food, exercise, lack thereof. And that's what I would call just full on self-sabotage of being afraid of what's to come because you've never seen that before. So that would be super important for you guys to understand. That's a big step in solidifying your results. And just coming back to the main topic is outgrowing your old self. And I think that's a good thing, just terrifying for the good majority of people. I keep having to refresh my page here because I'm not certain I'm getting live comments if there is any. If you guys have questions or comments below, feel free to drop them. Changing career goals or losing the drive in particular. So you may have different goals now in life. So it may be like Cheryl's still in here. Cheryl's a maniac. How many walks or runs did you just do? Cheryl just signed up for her first one not too long ago. She just did her second one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cheryl. She just did her second one in Rocky Mountain. And she signed up for her third one, the Stampede Road Race already. It just happens to be one of the shirts from last year, which is a great one. But so you may consider feeling a bit uneasy of you're starting to do different things that you've never done and you're actually enjoying them. So you're like, it's just this situation or a position in life where you're not used to. So without having a coach or a mentor or a group, it's like you don't really know what to do or you don't really know how to handle it. But I'm here to tell you guys, if this is you're experiencing this, you're in the right place. And if you're seeing changes and you're not necessarily changing your environment, it's going to be hard to lock that in. So this one here, I just put, you feel restless in routines that used to feel safe. So I feel like more accurately, you're changing routines. You're starting to have you may have a different evening routine. Like your evening routine may have been sitting on the couch with your spouse, scrolling, watching Netflix and having an alcoholic beverage. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you want something different out of life, then you change your habits. So that evening routine may be meal prepping. It may be prepping your supplements for the next morning. It may be reading a book, having detoxing bath. Those are different habits that aren't as safe as the usual. I'm going to turn my brain off from the world and scroll for the rest of the evening. And then I already said this part here, but I have in my notes, the loneliness of being in between who you are and who are you becoming. It's a scary place. We experience that in business. It's like we went from, it's just like there's a lot of lonely spots in life. I'm super grateful for my family, incredible life, but we get to walk this journey together. But you go from a place of being a small business. I mean, we're still a small business, but because there's businesses with hundreds or thousands of employees, we have a small handful. But you go from a place of being broke and for a long time, not sure how or if you're going to be able to pay your bills, to having abundance of things you always wanted and trying to figure out where you belong. You don't belong with, let's say, rich people or the people that have huge businesses or ultra successful. We don't belong with the people that are struggling to pay their bills. I feel like that's even hard for me to say, right? You heard me hesitate. That's even hard for me I have to mentally get past that stage of okay, we're in a different stage of life, but you're kind of stuck in the middle of what we were and what we're becoming and have no idea what to do in the middle. But that's just on a personal level that we all deal with it. And so putting ourselves in rooms where people are more successful or people that are in rooms where people have been in our situation, like finding relationships where people are positive and upbeat and speak differently and think differently. Like you talk about instead of people that are talking about just paying their bills, just for example. There's nothing wrong with this if this is the situation you're in or want to be in, but you have to be in different rooms, right? Like what is the saying? Does anyone know it? If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You have to embrace that uncomfortableness to be in a situation where you're not the most successful, and that's how you're going to grow. Let's see here. So my next part here, I'm going to wrap this up here. So I just have two more parts that I put in my notes here. So it's not just changing what you do, but it's changing how you see yourself. We did a full training. If you guys are a MAT member and missed this one, I feel like it's super important. But we did a full training on how you picture yourself in the future, and that's really important because this is what I'm talking about. Is if you don't have that vision of where, not just what you want to be or what you want to look like, how you want to move. Like a lot of women in this age group come to us for mobility, for example. If you don't picture that, once you get there, you can't visualize your success. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm here. A lot of our ladies have actually succeeded past where where they thought they would get to with us. So they would say, whether that's, I would like to lose 20 pounds, well, they've lost 30 pounds. And they didn't think that was possible. And on top of that, they have less pain and no more medication and sleeping better. They don't never pictured what that looks like. So they have found the success more than that they've want, and that's a time to celebrate. I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself past that. I'm just saying that many times we don't expect ourselves to get there, and we don't know what that looks like. So when it happens, we don't realize that we've hit that success or past. So we don't understand like it's a great time to celebrate and that you've already won. Like we're always putting ourselves down and feeling like a failure, but if you've already accomplished and achieved so much more than you wanted to, you are a success. So that's a different mindset. Like that, walking around with the confidence of feeling successful is very different than what most women come to us as, feeling defeated and a failure and unworthy. And that gets flipped around and they finally find the success and they're like, oh my God, I never knew what this is going to look like, because there wasn't a whole lot of work beforehand putting in the time and effort to make that happen. Angela says, personally, I went through a lot of this. I went through this around other differences in the past few years and found out who my real friends were. The ones who could be okay with differences in opinion. Because, oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe not. It's been hard, but good overall. Having supportive friends who cheer me on, even if we see things differently or if we're in the living different. Yeah. It was, that stretch. A lot of friends stopped becoming friends. We've experienced it ourselves. Thanks for sharing that, Angela. Angela's in our MAT program, doing amazing. I have high hopes for you, Angela. I think you're going to be one of our shining stars.
One of the things I would like to ask of you guys is that some of you know that I don't run ads on this show and don't plan on in the immediate future. So the only ask I have for you is that you help us spread the word so we can help more women burn body fat, increase energy, and balance their hormones. And the only way that we can do that is if you can rate and review this podcast. So the single thing that I could have you do or could ask of you is to leave a review. It'll take 5 minutes or one swipe of the thumb. It would mean the absolute world to me. And more importantly, you could change the world for someone else. As many of you know, there's plenty of women that struggle in this age group for balancing hormones, increasing energy, and burning body fat. So if you could help spread the word, that would make a big difference in our life and probably someone else's as well.
I think I just put understanding, like trying to fix everyone else, being the fixer. Being the fixer is one. So trying to fix everyone else instead of paying attention to yourself, something that I think needs to be done. Like as nurturers, always trying to help other people. Fantastic. Trying to fix other people, don't think that's your job. I'm giving you full permission to stop trying. That's a lesson we have to learn ourselves. Getting a little bit more personal than usual on this call this morning. We've always trying to improve someone's health. Like I've been doing this forever. Even before I've been doing this professionally for 20 years. I was doing it before that for myself, for family members, trying to get people to live healthy and fix them and fix their health, and then they don't want it. They don't want your help and you feel like a failure. That's not your job. Your job isn't to fix other people. I would suggest fixing yourself first, and then you have more of an opportunity to fix others if that's what you want to do, but I still don't think that's something you necessarily need to do. Letting go of the all or nothing person and understanding that the more success you find, the more smaller increments are going to be important. Let's say, for example, you have 50 pounds to lose and you lose 40. That last 10 is really hard. So you have to get past the all or nothing and focus on the smaller increments and the small successes. Super important. And then I suppose making peace, or at least understanding that not everyone's going to come with you. And maybe a little bit along the lines what Angela's saying here is that there's going to be people jealous. There's going to be people envious. There's going to be people that are going to come to you and say, oh, you're so lucky you've lost all that weight. Or you're so lucky that you look healthy and happy. The first thing I see with our members, it's in their face and in their eyes. It's a different look. It's a different confidence. It's a different feel. They just hold their self differently. Maybe it's energetically. And that's the first thing that I see. And people see it in you as well. And some of them become envious because they've never taken the steps or put in the effort to become that themselves. It's unfortunate. It could be people very close to you, but definitely worth understanding. Not everyone's going to come along with you and not everyone's going to support you. That's just a hard truth. Okay, last one here. I'm going to wrap this up in 5 minutes. So what helps you move forward? I'm a big fan of journaling in many different ways to reduce stress, to reach a deeper level. I would say a different plane, understanding or writing about who you're becoming or who you want to become. Those are so powerful. And then if you look at them from years past and they have become true, we've experienced this ourselves. It's like, wow, that was amazing. So I would suggest practicing daily nourishment. It's a little bit different, like a different mindset. So not just food, time, space, quietness, kindness, nature. Like become that person that enjoys those small moments of a bird chirping or the smell of lilac. Like become that person that appreciates the little things that will help you continue to move forward. I think community is so important. It's not just the community that you find to get you started or to get you where you want to go. It's the community past that. So unfortunately, with full transparency, some people will come into our program and they'll see great results. And then most of the time they leave early. And like, I don't feel like they've just seen great results, right? And I don't feel like they've solidified there. Like usually we used to have a 3-month program, way too short. I think now we have a 6-month program and a 12-month program, but I still think the 6 months is far too short. Like think about that, 6 months out of 40 years. Like you finally seen results. A lot of women come to us that have been struggling with their weight and health their whole life. So they come in for 6 months, see great results, and they're like, I'm good. I got this. And I'm like, really? But I mean, that's not for me to say. I think at some point in time, we're just going to have a 12-month program. But regardless, my point is that you need to find that community that's your lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not just within a program. Some of our members, they make connections outside of our program and they talk and they hang out, which is amazing. But you need to solidify and continue to grow your community and your environment, and that's going to make a big difference. So I was saying that someone would come into our program. We actually had a few people just recently, this last week or two. We've had 3 people come back that were in our program that left, and they said, I just missed the simplicity of what you guys offer. I missed the community and direction, a little bit of direction and accountability. So this is a great idea. They wanted to come back before the summer hit because they know when summer hits and you don't have a plan, madness, you're a mess, your joints hurt, you're in chronic inflammation, chronic pain because of the inflammation. And then you're 15 pounds heavier in September and you got to start all over. Like not a great place to be in. But what happens is people leave and they leave the program and they stop doing all the things that we've taught them. No community, not really working out, follow a meal plan-ish, what they've learned. That's like, so those are people that haven't necessarily solidified what we have taught them, and they probably haven't been in a program long enough to stack habits, change their mindset. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap things up. My last point is you're not alone. Growth is messy, but it's so worth it. Like who said growth was supposed to be easy? It's not. Growth isn't easy. It's probably the least. What's easy is not growing and changing and adapting and evolving. That's easy. Like if you want to see the results you're hoping for, there's going to be challenges. Continue, and you have to keep working through things. It's like a relationship, marriage, business. Like nothing. You don't set something up one time. You don't have to work on it. It's the same thing with your health. You have to keep working on it. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep finding ways, solutions. That's all I have for you. Hope that was helpful. Have a great day, everyone. Our products and services are at trueformlife.com. If you need any help, have any questions, if you want to be put on our wait list for our MAT program, comment below. We already started. We have a handful of people on there already. So once doors open up, we'll get you guys on board. Have a great day, everyone.